Yes, friends, you're not seeing things. This is actually a thing. And for those of you guys that are familiar with Nicole Arbour's first Dear Fat People video, which is the video that pretty much got her on the map of controversy, it is easily one of the most hated videos ever on the history of YouTube, like the whole of YouTube. I mean, Nicole Arbour, a little bit of a back history about her if you guys don't know about her. She is a comedian, a very bad one at that, I might add. And by the way, before I continue on, I want to say that normally in situations like this, I want to be as objective as possible, just right down the middle. But for Nicole Arbour, it's like, there's no being objective with her. It's about, like, she pretty much is known for pulling publicity stunts like this, and she's also one of those people that think that any publicity is good publicity. Well, that's not the case, because you would be infamously known as someone who not only targets and shames fat people, dehumanizes them, and basically saying that they should starve themselves because they're not a plus zero. Wow. And this was the same video that got her not only a really bad reputation from the beginning, but she also pretty much drags satire through the mud because she claims that it was all done out of satire and all that stuff. It's like, well, last I checked there, sweet cheeks, dehumanizing people is not exactly an act of satire now, is it? And I have to say that if this was all just a joke, it was done in very, very bad taste. And it was because of that video that she actually got fired from a potential movie role that was coming up. I don't remember the specific movie, but, if you guys go on Google and search it up, I'm sure it'll come up somewhere. But see, this is also the same person that's known for being abusive in relationships, because she once was with a Canadian comedian known as Matthew Santoro, who is one of the biggest people on YouTube. And he actually made a video called "My Abuse Story," and it was very, very emotionally heart-wrenching. I mean, I had to stop that video a couple times because there was a few things that I was feeling in that video. I was feeling overwhelming sadness and overwhelming anger too. Like, I felt like I was gonna cry and get pissed off and punch a hole through a wall or something, because this kind of stuff is not okay. And for all you SJWs and feminists out there that think that, men can't be abused and all that stuff, you guys are dead wrong. Because abuse isn't gender specific. It doesn't discriminate, okay? Yeah, you got men that abuse women, but what about women that abuse men? What about men that abuse men? What about women that abuse women? Are you guys going to acknowledge that? Like, even a crumb? No, I don't hear it at all. So, yeah, this right here, Dear Fat People 2, the second helping. Oh my fucking god. So, since being one of the most hated people on the internet isn't enough for you, since getting fired from a movie role isn't enough for you, since having a bad PR also isn't good enough for you, you just had to go ahead and pretty much pull yet another bad publicity stunt. And I don't give two shits if this is done out of comedy or not. It's not comedy. Being malicious is not comedy. Because this right here just pretty much shows your lack of understanding and ignorance towards the fact that, some people actually can't help being oversized, that can't help being overweight. You ever think that it could be a hereditary thing? You ever think that, okay, maybe they have health conditions that makes them be that way? Like glandular problems. Things that are passed down genetically from families. I mean, this right here is just, like I said, it's a publicity stunt that's done out of real bad taste. Now, before I get to playing this video side by side with my commentary, I want to show you guys a couple of things here. So, I'm on Freely the Banana Girl's video here, she actually made two response videos, so let's just go to this one here real quick. I'm not going to play them, but you'll see right here that Freely, she is one of the YouTube's biggest vegan channels. Now, although I can completely appreciate veganism at its finest, like, I think that it takes a ton of dedication to be strictly vegan, Freely the Banana Girl, she's quite controversial herself in a different way, but this video is not about her. This is actually going to be one of those times where I'm going to be kind of sticking up for her kind of thing, in a way, even though I'm not necessarily a fan of her. So you'll see in this video right here, she points out that Nicole Arbour abuses her in the comments section, and you'll see it right here. Like, I can't highlight it because we're in the video itself, but you'll see that Nicole Arbour is pretty much a malicious human being that just will do anything and everything to further herself, whether it be using her assets or pretty much using abusive and foul concepts for videos to try and get herself relevant again in the social media. And if we go here, now I have this video here because this right here highlights what this video is strictly protected by. This footage in the video falls under Fair Use under Law 107, allowing for education, comment, and criticism. It is a U.S. felony to make a false DMCA claim. So, Nicole, message to you there, honey. If you want to try and file a false DMCA claim against me, you can go ahead. Just know that it is actually illegal to do that, because what I'm doing here is fair use, even if it is showing your video. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play little bits of this video, and hope you guys sit back and enjoy the fact that I'm pretty much going to be disassembling every single thing that this person has to say. So with that being said, let's go.
Trigger warning! Trigger warning! If you're under 18 and a whiny little bitch, you're not gonna like this video. Bye, dear.
So, within the first 5 seconds of this video, you're already going off to a very bad start. This right here just shows that you are legitimately provoking anger in the community of social media and YouTube. I mean, honestly, do you have anything better to do with your life than to ruffle the feathers of people, whether they be obese, whether they be pretty much anything? I mean, is there no cease with you? Is there no stopping? Like, as if your first Dear Fat People video wasn't enough to get the whole world pissed off. You're just doing it again. You're just basically taking that rusty knife you're already stuck in the chest of people and twisting it. You're twisting the knife with this video right here. So let's go ahead and continue playing this. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy disassembling this woman. Let's do it.
Fat People 2, the second helping. I had to bring it back because the world is going crazy. A chick with a dick was Woman of the Year. Barbie had to look like she eats cheeseburgers to make feminists happy. Mike Tyson is a vegan. There's a plus-size model in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
And what's wrong with a plus-size model, You see, it's people like you that actually make a bunch of other naive people think that you gotta be a size 0 and have fake nails and 50 pounds of makeup caked all over you to be beautiful. Hasn't it ever occurred to you that beauty isn't just on the outside? It can be on the inside too. And the thing of it is that, like, plus or 0 size people, they're not the only people that are beautiful, You got women that are overweight that are beautiful, whether it be because of their looks or whether it be because of their personality. There's more than one aspect in a human being that can make them beautiful. You do know that, right? You do know that rudimentary understanding of that concept, do you? Because if not, I highly, highly question your IQ level. In fact, I think, many people do. I think that based on the amount of damage you've done to yourself there, Nicole Arbour, you pretty much make things like peanuts and broccoli seem like computer scientists compared to you. So, yeah, let's go.
And Leonardo DiCaprio might actually win an Oscar. It was the fat lady, Amy Gilbert Grape. Last time we went here, people lost their fucking shit. Yup.
Yeah, people lost their shit because, like I said, this video was done entirely in bad taste. You did not have the intentions of, just being funny and joking around about shit like that, There's being funny, and then there's being outright malicious and trying to use comedy and satire as your blanket excuse to try and cover your ass. There's a lot of people like you out there in the world there, Nicole Arbour, and I personally know people like you. In fact, I think everybody knows somebody who's like you. And I gotta say there, sweetie, you're not going to be impressing anybody anytime soon. You know, that's just entirely fact. So, why you decide to go back to making one of the biggest mistakes ever is beyond me. You know, is your life actually really that sad that you got to get attention this way? Who knows? You know, could actually be true.
I'm just mad I told the truth.
No. Actually, that's not the truth. That's being malicious. And again, in that video, it also shows that you don't have all your facts because you don't acknowledge that some people are born genetically obese. And what I mean by that is there could be genetics where they have extra glands, where they have a low metabolism and things like that. You know, like they could have conditions where they physically, no matter how hard they try, cannot seem to lose weight. And then there are people who, you know, deliberately are lazy and get themselves fat by eating a bunch of junk food. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, if it's that being the case, then, you know, yeah, do something about it. But if you are trying to do something about it and you can't, then, you know, you can't fault that person for being the way they are. And again, it shows the exact opposite in your video, that you don't know a goddamn thing about what it's like to be a fat person, do you?
Everybody with a microphone turned to a pageant queen. Everyone's bodies are beautiful. World's
Well, here's the thing. Like I said before, it doesn't take a person to have a beautiful body to be beautiful, okay? You're seemingly forgetting that personality is a thing, too. There's an old saying, there's an old cliche that looks fade over time. It's a personality that stays forever. You know? I mean, eventually, Nicole, you're not going to have all these Barbie good looks, you know, as you climb up in age. I mean, that just kind of goes without saying. Not that, you know, that you're attractive in any way. I mean, like, hell, like, from the skin deep, maybe. But your personality shows that you're an absolute shit person, and I wouldn't touch you with a 50 fucking foot pole. I mean, that might be a little bit exaggerating, but Jesus Christ, man, you remind me of people that I went to high school with a few years back. So I want none of that.
I see how you bitches spun that shit, because I never talked about you. I talked about caloric intake.
No. No. You did not talk about caloric intake. You did, like I said, your video provided very little facts, and you were just spewing out a ton of BS for your own personal gain, for your own agenda of the fact that you were just specifically bashing down people that are overweight. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys something. Look. Now, I'm not necessarily fat, but you see, I don't have the six-pack abs. I don't have a size 0 waist. And I'm happy with that. So, you know, for anyone that wants to judge me on how I look, I say bring it, because I don't care. I'm happy with who I am, and that goes to say with everybody else, you should be happy with who you are. And, you know, if you're not happy with who you are, and you can make a change, then do it. But, you know, don't let people like that push you into making the wrong choices. Me? I'm happy with who I am. Yeah, I got a little bit of pushing for the cushion, but that's perfectly fine. I don't care. So let's go ahead and finish this.
I hate anybody, except for vegans. Yeah, I'm suddenly in another outfit, strange.
So why exactly do you hate vegans? Is it because that they have a lot of dedication to not eat anything to do with animal products? I'd say that's pretty damn admirable. So why you hate vegans is beyond me. And I'm almost willing to bet that you're not even going to explain why you hate vegans in this video. You're just spewing out, like I said, a bunch of hate speech just to make your video push out more. Wow, pathetic.
My new clothes talk and touch your lower back. I'm the ghost of Rant Miss Present. I don't know you. After I taped this video, a whole bunch of stuff came out in the press, and I got more to say. Bad hairdressers who give you chunky highlights. Is it 2002? Do I look Italian to you? What the fuck are you doing? Some guys like fit, some guys like curvy. Who the fuck cares? This is not...
Well, exactly, who cares? I mean, I'm not going to judge a female, or judge anybody for that matter, just because of how they look, you know? And that's also not going to be a way for me to dictate who I want to go out with, you know? If you're overweight, you know, you have just as much of a chance to be with anybody as someone who is a size 0. I'm just saying, you know, everybody out there has the potential to be beautiful, whether it be because of looks or whether it be because of personality. Everybody except for people like Nicole Arbour, of course, who has one of the worst personalities ever in the whole of YouTube. I almost feel sorry for you. Keywords, almost. And I would feel sorry for you if you realize that you made mistakes and you want to do something to change. Now, before I continue with this video, I would like to point out there real quick that Grade A Under A actually made a video that completely disassembles Nicole Arbour, proving that she's also a liar too, and that she's an attention whore, because before she resulted in these sort of hateful videos, she was actually making videos that were inspirational, but it seems like that wasn't getting her enough views. So how do you get views? By stirring up controversy. There's that old saying from Eric Bischoff, controversy creates cash. And it rings truth. Sadly enough, it rings truth. But I just want to say that I'm never going to sell out. I'm never going to sell out that way by creating controversy just to get people to give me attention, because here's the thing. Like, I don't crave that shit. I mean, I want to build this channel, this community up the right way. I want to build it up with heart, with integrity, and with honesty, and with legitimate good content that doesn't promote any hate speech, doesn't promote any slander, doesn't promote any dehumanizations of any sort. Whereas you, on the other hand, seems to stop at absolutely nothing when it comes to this sort of thing. Like, how desperate are you for attention? Seriously, are you that desperate? Is nobody giving you the attention that you want in your sad, sad life? I mean, like, This is almost too easy. This is almost too easy to pick you apart. And I could sit on my big squat ass all day and have fun with this. But sadly, I have a bit of a timer, so I'm going to keep playing this video and keep speaking when I feel the need to do so.
About race. When I saw today that the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition is featuring a plus-size model, I was like, the fuck?
Why? Again, having a plus-size model, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it should show that pretty much you don't have to be a size 0 to accomplish anything. Hell, you could be a plus or a negative size and accomplish a whole bunch. You know what? Like, it's not talent, just, again, it doesn't come from having looks. It doesn't come from having a 0 size. It doesn't come from having big boobs or, you know, a pretty face or, you know, beautiful hair. Also comes from personality, too. Again, it's real sad that someone like you can't seem to understand that.
Fuck! The fuck? Is she pretty? Totally. But Sports Illustrated swimsuit models are the mecca of physical perfection when it comes to modeling. Look at you. She's representing...
So you're basically saying through implication that you gotta be a 0 size to be the perfect fit to be on the cover of that magazine. Well, the fact that there's a plus-size model on there pretty much blows your statement and your theory right out of the water. How does it feel to be wrong yet again there, Nicole? How does it feel?
Real women and natural curves and a natural body, but she's photoshopped to fuck in all...
Just like you. Your words, everything about you is photoshopped to fuck. I don't even know what you're still doing on here.
Her photos. Look at you, look at you. Clearly Sports Illustrated put her in because it would cause a controversy. People like me would talk about it right now. Ugly whore. You can feed me a feel-good story about body positivity, but you're photoshopping yourself. That's like the CEO of PETA eating meat.
Yeah.
Hashtag body positive is full of it. Look at you, look at you. You're so proud of it. Show me your stretch marks and cellulite and all the rest of it.
Well, if I want to show you guys my stretch marks, you know, I do have some stretch marks. Some places, you know, I'm not necessarily going to show because, you know, they're on the inside of my legs. But I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got these big-ass fucking stretch marks right across my bicep and my chest. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there you go. You know what? I got stretch marks, and I'm damn proud of it. So, what you got to say about that? Hmm? Hmm? I'm waiting. Oh, that's right. You got nothing to say because everything that you say is BS.
Not full of shit. Look at you. The plus size girl in a sports magazine that celebrates athleticism? What the fuck? Everybody gets a gold star.
Ever want a fair fight?
And also, it kind of shows that, it shows right there that you don't have to be a zero size to be athletic, you know? Let's take a look at WWE, for example. And then before you guys jump on the train and be like, oh, WWE is fake. WWE is staged. Here's the thing. WWE is scripted, but you see some of the crazy shit that they do, you gotta be athletic. You gotta be in good shape to carry out a 15, 20, 30-minute match. And you got some of the biggest guys in history that are in actually good shape. You don't have to have a six-pack abs. You don't have to have, 22-inch biceps or be completely ripped from head to toe to be athletic. There are some athletic big guys. I mean, look at Rikishi, for example, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. He is a big Samoan, and he was athletic as fuck. I mean, let's take a look at someone else. Yokozuna. Umaga, like the big guys, the guys that you would think, oh my god, these guys, they look fat, they wouldn't be able to move around, but you would be surprised to see how well they move. I mean, shit, look at Vader. Vader was a 450 plus pound human being in the WWF back then who could leap off the top rope and do a backflip, a fucking moonsault. How many big guys do you know that can do that shit? I'm just saying. It's like, you don't have to be skinny, you don't have to be ripped to be athletic. Just saying.
You like?
Here's the difference. I love Photoshop. I don't sleep a lot because I'm making videos, so you best believe I like me some Photoshop when I do a shoot.
Makes no difference to me.
Seems like you have a little too much there, photo shoot there, Nicole. You seem to be photoshopped to fuck, as always, in your videos. And also, as a bonus, you try so hard to be somebody you're not. That being Jenna Marbles, because there's a whole bunch of jump cuts, there's a whole bunch of you trying to... You try too hard, you're a fucking tryhard. People don't like tryhards. And it shows in this video right here. I don't need to say any more about that.
I flight I take.
Look at you.
But I don't lie about it. What a
Yeah, you do.
Plus size girl.
They'll toss you around like a rag doll.
Is it really a win when they had to lower the bar so low that she could hop over it? I know other models have Photoshop used on them, but they're not preaching that they're perfect the way they are. All the other models have to be in top shape. She doesn't. Or it's discrimination.
These heathens.
Well, maybe it just goes to show that society is actually starting to open up their minds and their gates a little bit to say, hey, you know what? You don't have to look like a Barbie. You don't have to be a zero size to be featured on the cover of a fitness magazine. Just saying. Again, I feel that a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be saying in defense or in counter arguments of Nicole is pretty much going to be repetitive. Basically, the entire message in this video is that you're wrong, and you should acknowledge that. And it also shows, again, that people are starting to see that beauty doesn't exactly come from looking the part, but being the part too, being and acting the part, It just goes back to me saying before that personality is a thing too. And also, just because you're not a zero size doesn't mean that you have any less of a chance of being featured on a fitness magazine. Like I said, like with her saying that a plus-size model was featured on a swimsuit magazine. I'd say there you go! There you go! Like, that right there is a prime example of how women don't have to be a certain image to be successful, They can be themselves to a certain extent and be successful. Like, it's awesome. But it seems to me that for you there, dearie, you have a very, very hard time acknowledging that. And instead, you got to put on a big bash fest to try and further your own self at the expense of attempting to trample over everybody else.
That'll terrorize your community.
Everybody gets a gold star.
Look at you.
Nicole, it's to celebrate different kinds of bodies. Here's why this fucks with my head.
I implore you to listen to this message.
If any of the other models showed up looking like her, they'd be fired. How the fuck is that fair?
Heathens.
The truth
No.
is, if she worked out a little bit more, she wouldn't be plus size anymore. Which means she can't sell shit to plus size women who've turned her into their hero. So it's a
Well, actually, there's a lot of plus-size people that I know that work out day in and day out. As a matter of fact, I know someone that's actually going to be competing this year in a bikini competition in bodybuilding, and she lost over 100 pounds. So, you know, it just goes to show again that, like, you can train, you can be the biggest as big as you can be, but if you train and you lose weight, then it shows that, you know what? Like, even if you are plus size, you still got a chance. You still have that chance to be inspiring. And again, it goes back to the whole, you don't have to be a zero size to sell product, to, you know, be featured on magazines, to, you know, have deals and all that stuff. It seems to me that a lot of why Nicole does these videos is strictly out of jealousy, because you got people that she seems to think are beneath her that are getting more success than she is. Could be a possibility.
make money. She's keeping the weight on.
Heathens.
I don't like when people are super stupid. She's not representing women.
Wow, super stupid. You don't like people who are super stupid. Well, maybe, just maybe, Nicole, you should look at yourself in the mirror and say that yourself. And say it to the person that's looking back at you, because that right there is the person that is, in fact, stupid. Just saying.
She's representing her bank account.
Heathens.
But she does work out, Nicole. She shows us on her Instagram. She makes fitness videos that she wants other women to follow. Why would you take fitness advice from someone who isn't fit? That's like taking movie.
And why would I want to take fitness advice from somebody like you? You know? It doesn't exactly involve how you look. It's about experience, too. I mean, hell, I've been working out almost 10 years. It may look like that I've, you know, worked out for like maybe 5 years, but I've worked out over almost 10 years. And I've got plenty of experience under my belt, and if someone needed advice, I'd be more than happy to give it to them. So again, it just goes to show that you don't have to be the perfect image to give people advice. Again, this is almost too easy, and I feel like that a lot of the stuff I'm saying is pretty much going to be repetitive, so I do apologize for that.
Reviews from a blind guy, the gold star. If she worked at her absolute hardest and super toned up, would all you body positive people love her the same?
Listen to this message.
Yes.
Shelby, stupid fucking ugly whore. Body positive people, everybody. Ugly whore.
Listen to this message.
Fuck it, girls. Go eat pizza. Everybody be a plus size model. She's a fucking hero. Nope, she's not. Nope. This guy.
You don't like the things I've told you tonight? I'm easy to find.
He just told the craziest gang in his jurisdiction to come find him.
We'd rather die on our feet than live on our knees.
That's a badass hero. She's a fucking hero. Now, soldiers.
I love how you compare yourself to the guy in the video that you're using video footage from, because he actually is a hero and has a brain in his head and has courage and has facts, whereas you have none of that. You're not courageous and you're not inspiring, and you're also dead wrong in pretty much everything that you say and do in life. So, again, I don't understand why you gotta use footage from a completely different scenario to try and not only beef up your image, but beef up the video itself. Don't understand it.
Heroes. Fucking right, I'm jealous. I want to eat cookies and still be a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. What's next? You give me a midget and a rocket?
Those who use this message as
A midget and a rocket. Well, I'm not exactly a midget, but I'm 5'6", and some of the most successful people are short like me. I mean, you look at guys like Rey Mysterio, you look at guys like Hornswoggle, like Kalisto, you know, all in WWE, making millions. Well, Rey Mysterio used to be in WWE, and I'm not sure about Hornswoggle, but all those people you see are 5'6" and below. Hornswoggle's like 4'9". He's a midget, and he's successful. Are you jealous?
What's wrong with having a physical standard for something? Rockheads are tall. If we have to be equal, I want to see a guy with dad bod on the cover of Men's Health. Everybody gets a gold star. No, stop giving out consolation prizes. I'd really like to win a BET award. Gold star. It's okay.
Which you never will because of who you are and how pretty much ear grinding your fucking voice is. I mean, oh my god, like just being able, just sitting through this video, picking you apart. I mean, there's one tough thing about it. Actually, there's several tough things about it, but one of it being your voice. Oh my fucking god, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Ah!
And have things that are for certain kinds of people. Fucking with Barbie too.
Jesus.
Why is there something wrong with being a thin, tall, blonde girl with big boobs? I'm impartial, but there's nothing wrong with that. Now, Barbie gave girls unhealthy expectations. She's a fucking doll.
Listen.
Maybe you should teach your kids that dolls aren't real.
Listen.
And what she says?
Let's see, now you're starting to be hypocritical. First, now you're saying that you're knocking on the plus size swimsuit model for not being a size 0, and now you're saying that people shouldn't be like Barbie dolls. Make up your fucking mind! You look like a fucking Barbie doll yourself! Oh my god, seriously, make up your fucking mind! Are you trying to say that people are plus size and that they shouldn't be plus size, or are you trying to say that people should be Barbie dolls? It's like, make up your mind. There's no consistency to what you're saying, other than it's a bunch of crap. That's pretty much the only consistent thing about it.
Sesame Street, but I still don't want to live in a garbage can. You want Barbie's friends to be all different shapes and sizes? Yeah, why not? But why can't Barbie be a thin, tall, blonde girl? No, we don't fucking like pretty, thin, tall, blonde girls. I know. Essentially, fat people thin-shamed Barbie until she had to gain some weight. That's fucked up.
No, that's not true at all. Because here's the thing. Like I said, you don't have to be a size 0 to be beautiful. But seems like this Barbie wannabe seems to think differently. You know, she's knocking on a plus-size model, strictly because she's a plus-size model, yet she's on a cover of a very, very popular magazine, and now you're saying that people don't have to be like Barbie dolls. Well, isn't that kind of the message you were trying to convey earlier in this video there, Nicole? Seems like you're just now kind of running in circles and backstepping a bit.
Shit doesn't make sense anymore. Like vegans wearing running shoes. I don't consume any animal products because it's mean. You realize the cows on your feet are not alive anymore? You don't fucking make sense. Jars are for storing preservatives. Like.
And how she's trying to go about attacking vegans is beyond me. Like, like, are you serious with me right now? Are you for real? What the fuck, man? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So, first you're attacking people who are not size 0s, you know, and you were attacking vegans. I mean, what's next? Are you gonna attack animals for not looking a certain way? Like, I don't understand it. I mean, is there no limit to your agenda? Is there no limit to who you're going to attack next? And is there also no limit to your stupidity? I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, we'll never know.
Jams and jellies, or cups are for drinking, or maybe if you ate more meat, your brain would work enough to remember that, or Mike Tyson is a vegan. No, I've seen you eat into his ear. No, in Little Mermaid. You don't have to brush your hair with a fork. There's a brush right there. Cups are for drinking.
One last message to the gremlins.
Big shout out to all the people who used my Dear Fat People video as workout motivation.
Alright. Now see, this is the only part of the video that I'm not gonna knock because of the fact that, like, seeing things like that is inspirational. And if people who are looking to lose weight were using her video as motivation, all the power to you. But there's much better ways to be motivated than to have someone legitimately fat shame people. That's not acceptable. That's not the kind of people you should be looking up to, you know? Look up to people who are positive. Look up to people who want to help you. I don't think her intention in the video previously was to try and help people. It was to have personal gain and to push her already severely damaged brand being herself. God, no wonder why comedy is becoming such a bad art because of the fact. Well, I shouldn't say because of bad art. That's wrong. But you're pretty much dragging things like comedy and satire through the mud with not only your stupidity, but with your claims that it's all just out of fun and games. Like I said, dehumanization and attacking people is not funny. It's not comedy. But yet, this dumb broad seems to think it is.
junk food to look like the one. She's representing her bank account.
I'd rather die on a beach.
You're gorgeous. At the end of the day, all the ladies featured are gorgeous. I just am very concerned that PC is taking over. It's okay to have standards. I hope they all make lots of money, and I hope
It's okay to have standards, but not the kind of standards that you're preaching, because, like I said, you're preaching nothing but hate speech and nothing but a bunch of hypocrisies, nothing but a bunch of dehumanizations, and nothing but a bunch of flat-out BS and lies. I mean, if we're going to be making standards, let's not make standards based on the kind of shit that she's saying, okay? You want to be smart about making standards? Follow your gut instinct. Don't follow what this person has to say.
that young girls don't start eating junk food to look like the one. She's representing her bank account.
I'd rather die on a beach than live on our knees.
We gotta keep having opinions. Whore. Thanks for watching. I'm Nicole.
Oh my fucking god. Thank god it's over. I felt like I was gonna be exploding like an electrode. Oh my god. So, what's gonna be my closing thoughts on all this is, Nicole, maybe you shouldn't have quit your day job so early. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're trying to be funny, if you're trying to be a comedian, you're a tryhard. You're trying way too hard to be funny, and everybody sees it. I see it, and that's one of the reasons why it's backfiring on you, is because you're joking about things in the wrong way. I mean, you got well-established comedians like Kevin Hart, C.J. Lewis, you know, like, all those guys who, you know, they joke about some pretty crazy stuff, but did you see them getting as much hate as you do? No, because they know how to sell themselves. They know their craft. They know what it takes. They know how to be funny. Whereas you, on the other hand, portray one of the worst personalities that I've ever seen, that everybody else has ever seen. So, why you continue to push yourself the way you do, why you continue to drag comedy down to the ground, is beyond me. Stop trying to be funny. Stop trying to claim that you are a comedian, because you're not. You're making comedians look bad, and you even have comedians themselves that step forward and pretty much debunk and refute everything that you say, and pretty much point out that you're nothing more than a Barbie doll wannabe liar that hates people who are not zero size, and are actually successful, more successful than you. I'm just saying. Yeah, the truth may be a little bit harsh, especially coming from me, because I don't pull punches, but something's got to be said. And you know what? It's like I said before, it's hard to be objective when it comes to situations like this, because when you're dealing with straight up stupidity that is really, really hard to have room for objectifications, and really, really hard to stay partial, I mean, like, sometimes you just gotta let it out. You just gotta say, you know what? Fuck impartiality. Fuck the fact that, like, you know, you want to be right down the middle. I mean, like, see, I normally in situations like this, I am right down the middle. But for her, this situation in particular, it's like there's no defending this woman. There's no defending her and saying that what she's saying is correct in any way, shape, and form. And I know that there's going to be people that are going to defend her. I know that. And you know what? Like, you know, all the power to you too. But just make sure that you got facts to back up your defenses of her. Otherwise, it pretty much comes off as, you know, wanting to get attention from her. And I know that, you know, the same thing could be said about me, that me making a video like this and trying to quote-unquote get attention from her, I don't want attention from her. I mean, like, I don't want attention from someone who is absolutely nasty, personality-wise, and, like, I don't know. I mean, whether she sees this video or not, whatever, I don't care. The reason I'm making this video is to get my message across, to say that you people, if you want motivation, should not listen to her. and you also shouldn't take what she says seriously. And you also shouldn't say that she is a real comedian, because she's not. You guys want real comedy? Like I said, there's a few names I rattled off. You know, C.K. Lewis, Kevin Hart, you know? Those guys. The people that are legitimately funny. Not someone who's a wannabe like her. So, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, and enjoyed seeing me rip everything she said apart, then please feel free to give this a like. This is one of those videos that you could say that I'm not necessarily amped about for making, but there are videos that I've made before that I'm not exactly proud of making. Excuse me. But things gotta be said, okay? I gotta put my foot down and say what's up. You know what I mean? For as long as you guys have known me, you know that I pretty much say what's on my mind. I pretty much say my piece, and whether someone chooses to agree or disagree is up to them. But I believe in free speech, and this right here, I mean, yeah, while it is free speech, I don't think things like slander and dehumanization should, in fact, be covered by the protection of the freedom of speech. But there's also the amendment right where you have the right to remain silent. And maybe, just maybe there, Nicole, you should start utilizing that right a little bit more. You know? Before you make videos like these, maybe, just maybe, you should, I don't know, park your ass in gear and to think, oh, wait a minute. Is this video going to be a good idea? Am I going to do even more damage to myself than I already have? Well, it's like I said, that pretty much goes back to me saying that you make things like peanuts and broccoli look smarter than you. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, then please feel free, like I said, to give this a like, and to be sure to rate, comment, share this video, share this channel, and subscribe to Mega Crash in the community, because you guys already know the deal by now, my friends. When we are a community, tightly packed and tightly knit, when, oh, we shine brighter than the sun and the moon! And you guys also know that if you subscribe, you're also subscribing to somebody who is one of the most honest and realest people there is. If something is on my mind, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna necessarily be a douche about it, but if something's gotta be said, then I'm gonna say it. So, thanks for watching, and well, I will see you guys next upload. Thanks for watching, and I love you all.